Hi, my friends. Oh, I am so glad to have this project done. Oh my gosh, what a journey. Woo! But now I can, do more modifications more slowly, more with time, and maybe when I get back, I can figure out what's working, what's not working. But, and now, oh my gosh, my body can heal. I'm ready for my trip and just, yeah, get on my way. But at least the organizing part of it is somewhat done, the main bulk of it, and just, maybe brief modifications. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to show you guys now what it looks like now that I have got it done. Woohoo! At least to where I'm happy and it's more livable. All right, so here we go. Okay, so as you come in, I have my baggage, my bag storage, and my fire extinguisher. And as you see, as you come in, it's very narrow going to the back. And then, hold on, but over here is the front, and I have my water storage, I have my ice chest, I have a slider chair that I need for my spine. Basically, if I say that I need something for my spine, I'm just going to leave it like that and try not to explain because of time. But the basic thing basically is I can't sit for long periods, or, if I don't have the right kind of setup or cushion. So that's the bottom line. So I really had to go through a hunt to find the things that work for me and my body, and then without having to really go into why, but just know that if I don't have certain things that I picked, that I mentioned, it's because I won't be able to sit for long periods. That's the bottom line. So anyway, so I have a slider chair that works really well for me and my body, and it's very comfortable. And then I have a cushion here that I always need when I go into a place that has hard chairs like Starbucks or something like that. There's no cushion. Then I do need to bring my own cushion in order to sit longer, but it fits right underneath the kennel, so it works great. Later on, when Buster passes away, remember all of this will change and go down into a smaller setup. But right now it's what I need, and the dogs are safer to be in a kennel when I travel. So I have all my extra food here, but all of this will, be condensed, and when he passes away, hopefully it won't be for a while. And then here is my the ice chest. Remember, this is the one I had to use. I didn't want to buy anything new. It's what I had in my storage unit. I know it's way too big, but it works, and I didn't have to buy anything new because the other one, I was having to replace my ice way too often, and it was costing me more money. So it works for now until I can get my 12-volt Dometic refrigerator. All right, so here's that little bag thing that I have to keep Milo from running out the front door, which works for me. And then see how narrow, it's very narrow coming in here to the back. So always have to keep that in mind. There's really not a lot of space. It might look more on the camera, but in reality, Deborah Joy did see this and made a comment like, wow, it is very tight in here. Where tank is much more spacious. So back here is the bed, and and have all my different setups, whether, I want my comforter or just a throw. Lately I've been sleeping on top with just a throw at times, or, or nothing, just my clothes. But I have, this is going to be my comforter, but it's rolled up underneath here because I need to lift this up right now. But I'm going to find something different to put underneath here to elevate this on the end because of the Tempur-Pedic mattress, so I can have my comforter back. But at least I opened up the space where I can walk in here a little bit easier. Here's my shoes. I really just condensed it down to just my shoe rack, and then my little miscellaneous little holder. Back in here is my fan I have a smoothie type blender thing, but it's just a real simple two-piece thing. It's really cool. And a couple little miscellaneous things. Here's a pad that I need for a chair or for that slider. I have to have that or I wouldn't be able to sit very long. I have a folding table back here, so I could use it either inside or outside. And it's very light, compact, goes out of the way. So I've got my pots and pans into a crate, and it's a plastic crate and very light. And I actually thinned down my pots and pans. The dog's dishes are in there. And also I have to have towels in there a little bit to keep things from clanging against each other, but at least it's very light. And I have a steamer in there. There's the good old-fashioned steamer that you stick inside of a pot. Okay, so as I slip in here, my TV is covered here, paper towels behind it. I have a game. So if I am with somebody and on my journey and I want to play a game, which I'm going to be meeting up with a friend in Newport for a little bit, so that's going to be a lot of fun if the person likes to play the game. I have a sleeper liner, which was highly recommended to me for extra warmth, and it's very thin and compact. This is a briefcase thing that I need to take care of my bills and some things like that. Dog food, especially Milo has a dog food that I can't get other than at PetSmart, unfortunately, and there's no PetSmarts along the coast. So if I'm in that situation, I do need to stock up with his food because it's just the only thing that keeps him eating right now, and it's very important for me. All right, so this is an extra towel or a blanket for the dogs, and I put it on their kennel because it's much easier to wash that than their bed, and also to keep them warm. So here's where I transferred my my clothing into one of these Ziploc flexible totes, and so everything's in there now, very light. Remember, I have clothing for right now. It's extra clothing because of summer, but normally the summer stuff will go away. But I do like the lightness of this. And I do have clothes. Remember, when I come back, I have a special place I go to that I can't go to in t-shirts and t-shirts and jeans. It just doesn't work. So I have to have one pair, and I'm only down to one pair of with a somewhat nice shoe, and that's it, that I can wear with almost any of my little nicer type jeans, and then a couple nice shirts, but without being overdressed. But it's a special place that I'm committed to when I'm in town. All right, so my hats are in here, and I really like what I've done here and got them off that hanger. It was just too much weight up there. So hats, clips, things like that. I am always going to be a tough girly, but at least it's light. It's very easy. I put it actually right down here in the middle when I travel. This is my winter sweaters and vests, or I should say sweatshirts, vests, and long sleeve shirts, things like that. I might need that in the evening at the coast. It can get cool at the coast. Their average now is about in the mid 50s in the evening, so this is going to feel really good. Here's that bag on wheels, and that I talked about to help get me into places with showers. And then dogs' clothes and their meds and everything about the dogs is in there. So they're set up for cold weather and warm weather and things like that, and especially extra meds that Buster has to have. He's on heart meds and he's on allergy pills and all the extra stuff about that. So anyway, so this is kind of my setup, and I can sit right back in here, and I have my little backpack too. Oh, I forgot about that. When I go to places or on the coast, I want to slip in a bottle of water, not take my heavy purse. It's that's the most I can put on my back. And then this is from my father. It's just a little thing that my dad had, you know, on his desk. And it's very precious to me, and it goes everywhere with me. And I've hung this up in memory always from my dad. And my dad always had that saying of, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And then it had another little saying down below here, but maybe if I put it like this, you guys can pause it and read it later. But it is just one of my dad's things that he had, and it's so precious to me, so that's with me. Up in here is my extra food, sorry, coffee, miscellaneous things. My extra meds are in the back that I have to have on hand, and vitamins and things like that. They're back in there, just extra things. So there is an extra storage in the back, about a 1.5 foot long tunnel, kind of like a little tube. And so that's what that looks like. I gotta wrap this up pretty shortly here. Okay, so basically underneath I have a chair, my underclothes, extra underclothes, socks, things like that. I have a little up above, but extras down below there. And then I have my Mr. Buddy heater, overflow bag of a few things in that one, and the extra dog food that I can't get anywhere else. I also have my tripod for the phone, and I have, you know, and I have my chair. There's a round up chair back in there, and an extra round table. And then there's also a thing for shade back there, especially for the dogs. And it's just one of those pop-up kind of tent looking type shades. I have extra things for my dogs for the, I'm sorry. Okay, so they're the extra bedding for them, or not bedding, but beds. So back in here, Milo likes to hang out in this corner, and it's dirty, it's yucky, and I didn't want him to keep sleeping there. So I got this, and it fits really nicely down in there. I think he just likes to be by the door. And so that works for now. And then this is for Buster, and he had a lounger like this, similar, but this is a smaller one and good for the two of them. But he needs to be elevated for his heart. I made a mistake on the last video saying it was for his spine, but it's for his lungs, to keep the fluid out from his lungs. So this is what works for him. So I'm not going to get into detail, but it's really the best for his health. And then I'm going to store it in the back on top of the beds when I'm traveling. Back in here are my coats. I have books, not too much, just a little bit, and a heater. But I've got this organized with Milo's toys, and I've organized the front a little bit more with the maps. All right, so I'm going to finish this later. I did not get to the top, but it will get there later on, but I'm just ready to move on. All right, so one last quick look back there, and then I'll switch it back over to me. Got the little smiley guy looking at you. All right. So, all right, that's kind of it for now. And again, a lot of this could change later on, but it works for me right now. At least I can crawl in the back a lot easier than before. I know where things are at. I can find things, which is big in my world. And yeah, so I'm finally content with a lot of how I have it set up now. So anyways, I know it's going to change later on when I come back. But it's going to get me comfortable for the next, month and a half until I come back at the end of September. And then who knows? I mean, everything's definitely going to change. Things are definitely going to change too when Buster passes away, but it works. All right, so I love you guys. I hope you like the tour of how it looks now. And who knows what it'll look like later on. But anyways, have a great day, and I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.